One Piece chapter 1160. We got the leaks, spoilers, hints, whatever you want to call them. Let's go over everything. We have confirmation that Dragon will be saving someone, an aspect many people have already come to the conclusion about. The Holy Knights getting ready to lock in, and potentially a certain punch. This is naturally alongside immense hype for the chapter, how even buckling your seat won't hold back the insanity we're about to see. However, it is important to note that One Piece will officially be on break next week. And honestly, based on what's been said so far, that doesn't even matter due to the greatness we're about to be marinated in. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe here on Mysterious Chad for all the most recent One Piece updates that come out for the manga. But let's go over absolutely everything. So a quick showcase of all the main leaks or hints we've gotten so far. The first one was pretty much hyping up that we may be getting a Garp and Roger clash around the start of the chapter. Pretty much definitive confirmation that the God Valley flashback or the battle on the island may actually be beginning. Of course, the iconic moment of Luffy punching the Celestial Dragon, something that may be happening again, and the current theory based on everything we see is that Dragon is the one to do it. We have him, of course, saving Sabo, a scene many of us remember quite well. Connecting to him saving maybe young Blackbeard, young Shanks, a common theory. This represents the God Knights. One of the main leakers confirmed that this isn't anything about the Warlords or Mihawk. This is in reference to the God's Knights, which anyone who's reading the recent One Piece chapters can easily come to the conclusion about. More Garling greatness, pretty much. And apparently, as I was recording today's video, an update that what Dragon used wasn't a punch. So in a sense, he doesn't punch a Celestial Dragon, perhaps he shoots them, or as some theories are currently pointing out, Dragon punches/shoots or takes out a Celestial Dragon, takes a Devil Fruit from one of these chests, eats that Devil Fruit, a long-lasting theory, and may explain why the leakers are saying, yes, there's a break next week, but that's going to be fine because the community is going to go absolutely crazy, similar to last week with the insane reveals about Davy the Zebek or Davy Jones, that whole stuff that's making the theory community go crazy. And I found this video on my YouTube feed, which seems to be from a creator that literally has inside information. At least that's what it seems like. So big shout out to them. I was watching some of their videos over the last few days. Highly recommend. But the theory is Dragon takes a chest, steals the Devil Fruit, eats it, and then puts Baby Shanks inside as the battle becomes next level insanity. Apart from all of that, it seems very possible that we could have the arrival of Rox, or on the other hand, Rox won't really be playing a part in this chapter. It seems to focus a lot on Dragon and pretty much exactly where we left off in the previous chapter. Him coming upon Baby Blackbeard, and of course the whole Shanks' mother situation we saw. So Garling insanity, the situation where Dragon fully became aware of the horrors of the world government and why he's somewhat fearful of the God's Knights, all connecting back to this arc. And as a reminder, all the key players in the God Valley incident, the Rox Pirates, Roger Pirates who should be arriving, Rayleigh upscale. I've seen some people claim that this is where we're going to learn about how he became the Dark King potentially, something hype to consider. Of course, those part of the world government. Saturn hasn't really been highlighted that much in recent days, but he is indeed on the island. Garling, who we're pretty much getting the most build up for villain wise. The Marines, Garp, Bogart of course, and then all the young key players from the future outside of the Rox Pirates who may be arriving in the very next chapter. But overall, the broader community is saying that Elbaf may actually be a top 3 arcs, and a lot of that is potentially due to this Rox flashback, something that has not disappointed, and all the leakers are saying once again a 10 out of 10 chapter, and once again could very well be the best we've gotten of the 2025 year. And a quick reminder that panels like this, the original depiction of the God Valley incident, that may not actually be what happened, so take that with a grain of salt at the current point. For example, Roger and Garp working together to take down Rox is probably the conclusion of the arc. However, them fighting many other people, including each other, which we already got highlighted with some of the leaks, is very well going to happen. This isn't simply going to be a 1v1 type of arc where one character goes off to fight another. It seems very likely that there's going to be multiple group fights. Yes, there'll be key fights such as Garling potentially against Whitebeard, maybe against Rayleigh. There's a lot of possible matchups considering the recent reveals about him. But other characters in theories have pointed out 1v1 matchups, but it seems very likely a lot of it is going to be group fights. Potentially the God Knights, who we're going to get fully revealed to in this chapter, working together to take out a specific pirate, or again the Roger pirates working together to take out a specific God Knight, or 3v3 battles, 2v2s, various stuff like that seems to be the trend. So the original information about God Valley, how somehow, some way, Roger and Garp decided to work together to take out Rox, may not exactly be the case. So anyone selling your Roger stocks, I would say hold off for a little bit. However, a lot of people throughout the community are saying Roger stocks are going downhill, and honestly, it may be the case in the sense that Roger becomes the ultimate gooner alongside being a pirate coon in his own regard. Rox has turned out to be a good guy to some degree, just trying to save his family, while Roger locks in and, takes him out, saves the celestial dragons and the world government to a degree. But remember, bro is a menace and was built up as such in his early days. It's more so in recent depictions, in this flashback and the Odin flashback, where Roger's, I guess, gooner aura, or more Luffy-like depiction has been more present. Perhaps we're going to get the monstrous version of Roger, with him likely to have his insane Haki awakening or power awakening throughout this upcoming chapter or upcoming battle, you can say. It seems like Dragon is going to be the main focus. Another coin added to the pile of gold we're experiencing with these recent chapters, but can't wait. Any more information comes out, I'll be making a video on it here on Mysterious Chad, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. Drop your theories about what potential fruits could be involved in this chest. The ones that we have pretty much 100% confirmation about is of course Kaido's Devil Fruit, Kuma. We know Big Mom takes multiple, and she did claim in the recent chapter she wanted them for her kids, so that may play a part as well. But the leading theory right now is this is the situation which resulted in Dragon getting his fruit at the age of 17 while being somewhat fodder, but bro stocks are on the rise. For the first time really ever, Dragon has been in the mud for a long time, and all it took was him being added to the God Valley incident when he was young and providing absolute greatness, at least potentially. But also take note, he is using tranquilizer rounds, so in reference to him taking out a celestial dragon, it may not be him killing them to any degree, just taking them out for the sake of saving the children he, finds in the recent chapter. Blackbeard, the ultimate pirate goon in the current day, and Shanks and all that other stuff going on, connecting many things throughout the story. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed.